Okay, so with what we know in the recent days that Roger Norris is being looked at by police for at least abandoning Liam and the facilitation of the drugs for Liam, we have to look into some kind of connections, and we know that Roger Norris has connections to Maya Henry, which is Liam's ex-girlfriend, who wrote this book. Now, it says it's inspired by true events, and we know in this book that she talks about a balcony scene, which I'll get into in a minute, where he's literally in a drug-induced kind of psychosis kind of episode, and he ends up smashing the TV. And we know that the character is based on her and Liam. So we have to look into if there could be a connection between Liam's death and the fact that his ex, who is writing books about him, and obviously he's on podcasts calling him abusive, trying to hint at the fact he was messaging younger fans, and has tried to trash his kind of reputation for months now. We have to look into the fact that she has some kind of connections to Roger Norris, who is the man who has been charged in Liam's case. Now, first of all, looking at this book, you obviously there's lots of things in this picture that people are looking at today and kind of saying it's really suspicious. One of the things I thought was kind of suspicious, it says, I give you me. If you notice, the E is much darker. I give you E. Now, we know MDMA, ecstasy, is one of the drugs that will not be picked up in a toxicology report unless it's properly looked for. Here we have a hotel that looks very similar to the hotel where Liam lost his life, and it's on James's Street, and we know Liam's middle name is James. There's also a no U-turn sign, which I take to mean there's no coming back from this. Then obviously there is the 1 sign, which is obviously a street name 1, and then an arrow, which would mean one direction, and we have dead end. Liam ended up dead. Does the time on the clock point to something? We know that the man in the room opposite, Doug, to Liam, said around about 4:30, 4:45, some kind of disturbance started happening in the room. There was loud noise, and that actually ended with, just before 5 o'clock, a massive scream. One thing I don't know is, and I wondered if anyone on TikTok could help, is to identify what this Chinese symbol on Liam's arm meant. I thought that could mean something, but I don't know what it means. And let me know if you see anything else suspicious in this picture. Now, in the storyline of this book, the two main characters are called Mallory and Oliver. And Mallory returns to a London flat, a high-rise one, that she shares with Oliver, to find him suffering a drug-fueled mental breakdown. He is crying and slapping himself in the face, and he threatens to jump off a balcony to kill himself. In Maya's own words, she says, he stands outside in the dark London night, sobbing and unsteady. The handrail is only a few feet away, and below that is the cold, hard pavement. I watch in horror as he sways a bit, unsteady on his feet, and we know he was partially unconscious when he fell. He had to stop. I have to stop. We also know that Liam is described by people in the hotel as acting aggressively, smashing things up, and we know that they said he was in a drug-fueled state, as the character is. And this book, by the way, was released in April, way before Liam died. And, you know, here she talks about, in her book, about how the character Oliver then comes back into the room and using an axe smashes up the TV, and we know that it is claimed that Liam Payne smashed up the TV in his apartment as well. It just seems a little bit weird that everyone has all this foresight that these things are going to happen, just like with the 911 call from the hotel reception when they said, oh, we think he may fall from the balcony, and that's exactly what happened. How many of these people are working together in order to destroy the life of Liam Payne?